Here we are at Spooky Empire 2024. This is the very first Spooky Empire being held at Charleston, and this is my first convention as a vendor. Here we are entering the Charleston Area Convention Center, and like I said, this is the very first Spooky Empire being held right here in Charleston, South Carolina. So this is about 10 minutes before the doors opened, and I'm just doing a little walk around here. People are still setting up, and I'm just getting the vibe for what the other vendors are selling, you know, what they're doing here, and there's a lot of cool stuff here. There's all kinds of different merchandise being sold here. As you can see, the lady with the witch's robes and the hats, that's really cool. Lots of different clothes and garments, toys, horror toys, pins, different, designed cups, 3D printed things, all super cool. But there's one thing missing. And that would be comic books, and that's where I come in. I was the only vendor there selling comic books. As you can see, here's my table. And along with comics, I also had a ton of really cool horror toys. So I took a big risk applying for Spooky Empire. This is mainly a horror convention. So I turned out to be the only person selling comic books there. And my risk paid off big time. I had a blast. I sold a ton of comics. And I'm definitely going to do it again next year. It was a ton of fun setting up my new comic book rack right here, deciding which comic books are going to go, where, and seeing what people are looking at, grabbing stuff off the rack for people and talking to people about comics. And even though it is mainly a horror convention, there were so many people there that were still interested in comics. Nerd is nerd. There's a lot of crossover. So here's my table on day 2 with my wonderful employees. I was able to extend out a little bit and make some more room for the toys and comics. I wasn't exactly sure what to expect, but people were going hard in the dollar boxes and the $2 box. I think by the end I had emptied out $1 box and one $2 box. Here's my friend Michael Myers picking up a toy of himself. And as you would expect, there were a ton of cosplayers there, all kinds of different horror characters and even some Star Wars characters. I tried to make some time to check out some of the other vendors. This guy had a really cool prize wheel. Ended up winning a Funko Pop and a Batman Pez dispenser. So here's another little walkthrough of some of the vendors. We got tons of artwork. This table had some really cool statues and busts of different characters. This booth had a huge setup with a bunch of cool anime sweaters. These guys had a bunch of horror and cult classic movie t-shirts. I ended up picking up a Mad Max shirt from these guys. And I seriously considered dropping some money on a Batman mask from this booth. This guy had some really cool custom made blankets. There's a Midsummer one and a Shining blanket up there. And this guy here definitely had the largest selection of toys in the entire convention. I had to stop myself from buying a Nosferatu figure and a couple Spider-Man toys. And when it was all said and done, they hosted a closing party and there was a pretty good turnout. They had DJ Blakey B on the 1s and 2s. This guy in the Satan or Lucifer or whatever kind of devil he is outfit was the life of the party. So I hung out for a bit, had a drink, and I was filming everything. I think people thought that I was just kind of working the event or something because I was filming everything. But hey, it was a good time. Spooky Empire 2024, my first convention. It went great. I sold a lot of comics. I'm happy. And I'm hoping they do another one next year because I'll be back. Thanks for tuning in to the Off Panel channel. Please like and subscribe and stay tuned for more. After the party, I ended up clipping into the back rooms, and this might be the spookiest part of Spooky Empire.